Hi, everybody, and welcome back to Behind the Counter.
After Hours.
I'm Nicole,
I'm Bree.
and we are here for episode 5. Today we have a list of topics that we're just going to go after and talk about. We wrote some things down at work today. We had some customers and other employees involved in coming up with some ideas for today's podcast. So shout out to all of you who helped us. Yay!
Yeah, thank you guys. We appreciate it so much.
We do. So our first topic is going to be the first customers of the day.
First customers of the day.
Yes. Have you ever had it where customers come in at 6 o'clock in the morning and they're beating you to the door of you unlocking it?
Oh yeah, that's always fun. You have the customers that like to pull the door open before you even get the lock completely open and get your finger jammed in the door.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, so that was fun one time. Or when they're sitting and they're sitting at the door waiting for you to get in, and then they're like, "Oh, it took you so long."
Talk about that. And then the last customers of the day. Here is a PSA announcement to anybody who loves to eat at restaurants. Please check what time they close. I would say don't come in 30 minutes before they close.
Yeah, 30 minutes is really cutting it pretty close.
It is cutting it pretty close. I would say an hour, but I feel like being generous today. But
yeah.
But we're kind of really fast. But like if you're going to a dinner place and they close, like I mean that's different. They have like alcohol and stuff. But we're like a pretty fast paced restaurant. Like our food comes out really fast. So I would say 30 minutes at our place. But I would say like an hour. Don't come in an hour before they close. Basically, if they close at let's say like 4 o'clock, don't come in if it's after 3:30.
Yeah, and if it's a dinner place, I would say
a
2
good
hours
hours.
at least.
Oh yeah, because things take a while.
Yeah,
at dinner places.
I always say we're faster than McDonald's.
We are. Our restaurant, we are very quick. Oh, but the last customers of the day that come in, like let's say 5 minutes before you close. Ooh, I think everyone gets a little hostile at the restaurant, because they might have been done cleaning in the back, in the kitchen. And then
you have everything done. Everybody's ready to run out the back door and get out of there. So,
like technically,
right.
We're not allowed to decline anybody if it's between the time that we close. But people that come in 5 minutes before closing, just let you know, you're making us sit there.
You so much.
Yeah, we fucking hate it. Okay, we don't appreciate it, especially if you're the only ones in there. Then we are literally extending our shift by however long, because half the time when people come in like that 5 minutes before close, you have everything done. Like everything is done, ready for the next day. You're ready to leave, and then all of a sudden you look at the time and you're like, oh, we still have 5 minutes. So then you're just kind of like chilling around, maybe rolling a few extra silverwares. And then you're like, okay, all we got to do is get through these 5 minutes.
Well, what's really frustrating also is the pay that we get. If it would be different if we got paid like.
Yeah, they're always the worst tippers. They're always the worst tippers.
Well, yeah, and then you have to sit there for a whole extra hour, and you're only making whatever tip they give you, and then your wage. So then you're sitting there for a whole hour for basically nothing.
We don't get overtime in the service industry.
No.
We don't get double time in the service industry. We don't get paid time off in the service industry. So just please be respectful and mindful of it. That you are just extending our shift for another fucking hour for no fucking reason, and then you tip like shit. We don't appreciate it.
Oh,
well,
I don't know. I mean, I get it if you're like rushing and stuff and you have to go do like a last minute thing, like if you're doing like a to go or something, that's one thing.
Oh yeah, if you're gonna to go, okay, easy breezy.
You want to come in, sit down, and shoot the shit and talk and have 16 cups of coffee and
oh yeah, then you have to brew another fucking cup of coffee.
It just that's not nice. There's one thing if you're coming in and going real quick, and those customers we like a lot, but either way, no, we love all of our customers. I can't say.
Yeah, we really are.
Mansplaining. Oh, that's a fun one. Mansplaining. Yeah. So, you got mansplained today.
Oh yeah, today. went to the bathroom, you know, and then we have not like a bathroom where you open the door and then there's like multiple stalls. We have like individual bathrooms. And I come out of the bathroom and somebody else came out of the like other bathroom right next to me at the same time. And then there's like another door. So I like opened the door for the lady, like being nice, and I was like, "You first, you know, go ahead." She was like, "No." She was like, "You just washed your hands, didn't you?" And I was like, yeah. And I was like,
so,
I was really confused on where this was going. And like, I served this lady today, like, she was my table. So I was like, what is going on right now? And so she has this like paper towel in her hand, and she's like, "No, you just washed your hands, so you need to grab the paper towel right here with the door handle, whatever, and like open the door up, and that's what you're supposed to do, and that's why there's a garbage there." Like talking to me as if I don't work there. I was like, "Ma'am, all right." She really pissed me off. And then I came in the kitchen and I was like, "Y'all, I just got mansplained too."
Just flabbergasted. Like,
okay. I was literally stunned.
Where can we give out extra eggs? So you order 1 egg, you get 2, you get 3, you get 4. And then you get yelled at. It's like you're doing a good deed and you're giving them extra free food, and then you get yelled at about it, and they're just like, but I can't eat all this. Oh, but I can't waste this. But how dare you waste this? Do you know how much eggs cost? Like, what? None of us have words for it. We all get it from everybody, and we all just like, it's free food. Hence, we give out extra eggs.
You got the
whole thing, and then
and then you got the older folks who like grew up in the Great Depression, so they're all like anti-wasting food, so they only order what they can eat. Like, man, I love old people. Don't get me fucking wrong. Yeah. Like, I used to work in a nursing home for like 4 fucking years, man.
If we didn't love them, then we wouldn't be going back every day to work there. So
yeah, I mean, know,
it's all in love.
Most of the diner customers are elderly, so you kind of just have to like them. Yeah, you just kind of got to jive with them. You know, you got to earn the respect from the old people. Some of them, though, you just hate to see them coming.
You hate to see them come, but you love to see them go.
Yes. Yeah, it just is what it is.
That's just how it goes.
You have those certain regulars that you just are like...
Well, we'll get to that. We're on mansplaining right now, and we're switching up to the next topic. Oh, I had that one lady today that was kind of being like, constantly, like, when they kind of have to, like, remind you when you already know. It was like, "Oh, would you like to have some more of a drink, more of a soda or something?" And then she'd be like, "Yeah, but don't forget the silverware." Or, "Yeah, but don't forget that we need this too." Or, like,
oh my God.
I mean, I don't know if it's really mansplaining, but it kind of feels like mansplaining. Like, I kind of feel like she's trying to tell me how to do my job.
Yeah, that seems to like really get Brie going, which I understand it though. I get it though. Like when people are like, "Well, yeah, oh, what was it earlier this week? There was a table that was Brie's, and I was nice, and I took out Brie's food for her." But that's a normal thing at a restaurant. We take out each other's food all the time, and it's just a normal thing. But I was being nice, and I took out her food for her because I had time, and then I brought the food out to the table, and I was like, "Your toast will be out shortly." Like, it wasn't done, like something happened. It got forgotten about or some shit. And so we put a new one down. New toast is cooking. And I told him, I was like, "Your toast will be out shortly. I will go get it." And then I went back in the kitchen, saw that my food, like my table's food was up. So I took my table's food out.
Okay, I remember now.
Yeah, I took my table's food out, and I was like, "All right, guys, all good here." On my way to the kitchen, her table stopped me and goes, "Don't forget about our toast." And I was like, "I'm actually going to get it right now." Yeah, no shit. Like, I was just taking out a different table's food, but like, if you think I'm gonna forget about it and you think I'm a complete dumbass, sure.
Or you get the ones where you're taking someone else's order, and then the other person at the table wants to be like, they want to start telling the people like, okay, so how do you want your eggs, and then what kind of meat do you want, and they basically are just trying to do your job for you, and they're like talking over you and like interrupting you as you're trying to ask them like what they want, and then they think they know all the questions, and half the time that the questions they're asking are wrong.
That's true.
Or they like assume that they get this or get that, and then it's like, no, I'm sorry, but like if you just let me do my job and like tell you. But then I
usually go, oh, so you work here now?
Yeah. Or when you're trying to hand them the plates and then they just yank the plates out of your hand and try to like, I feel like none of this is mansplaining, but in some type of way it kind of like,
it kind of is. Just like anything that makes us feel stupid. Like, you're making us feel dumb. This is not our first rodeo. This is not our first date.
You can see the frustration in our faces. Like, it's just, we just like, oh, that's all we can do is just like, I have no words for it because it's very frustrating. And, you know, it's 2025, guys, so let's stop mansplaining to women, please, and stop telling them how to do their jobs and, like, the way they're supposed to act and, like, or if we come in just a little bit of a mood, they say, oh, no, you're supposed to be happy all the time. Like, no.
We aren't. At least
always
we're
work that way, but like, you know, we might not be as chipper as we are some days, but I don't know. Yeah.
Well, you know, everybody has those days. Everybody feels that way. Everybody knows what I'm talking about. And suddenly I turned into Hannah Montana. No, but like, seriously, I just hate when people tell you how to do their job. How to do your job when obviously you know how to do it. Talking about regulars, and if you're listening, thanks for listening and tuning in for the juicy drama that we so have of the behind the scenes.
That you guys help us with and also contribute to.
And also our communal therapists.
Yeah.
Yay! You guys really hear the rest of our stories when they happen.
Oh, yeah. So, like, you guys hear everything. You hear personal, work, car problems, freaking everything. You guys know everything.
The juiciest of the juiciest tea there is out there.
I sometimes like wish I could be in their place just so I can like hear all the crazy drama and like see what they see.
Yeah, like every day at work is like a reality TV show, I feel.
Yeah.
For real. It's just,
I really wish we could just have like one day where we can just swap, where we can have their asses behind the counter with aprons on giving us coffee.
Oh my god!
Wouldn't that be funny?
Yeah.
Like, I want to do that one day.
So we have these selective counter guys that come in every morning, and we call them
board of directors.
Yep, we call them the board of directors for shits and gigs, and they make the bottom line decisions. So if we are ever struggling with a decision
or anything, like personal and work wise.
Oh yeah, for sure. I've asked them a lot of personal life questions, like, should I do this or should I do that, guys? Come on, let's hear it up.
Well, we had one day we needed a measuring tape. Of course, board of directors right there, ready to go to help us. They go out to the car, bring us back a measuring tape. Like, if you need coffee, if you run out of coffee, guess what? Our regulars right there, we'll get you coffee. I think we have the best regulars personally.
We really do. They're awesome. They really are. They really are here for us.
They are.
When it comes to the bottom line, they are the people that are there for us every day to listen to our life problems.
All the time.
They
bring us stuff and they listen to our drama and they help us make all kinds of decisions all the time, and
they're one of our family members.
Yeah, they basically are just like family.
Yeah.
And they're there literally every single day.
Number one supporters. They don't miss a beat.
No.
Or a seat.
They all have their personal seats.
Oh, earlier this week, I had this lady come in, and she was by herself, and she goes, oh, like, I was like, do you want to sit at the counter? You want to sit at a table or a booth? And she was like, well, if I sit at the counter, where do I have to sit so I don't interrupt the guys? And I go,
oh, she's thinking about our board of directors.
She's thinking about the board of directors. And I was like, well, if you sit on this side, it'll all be good. They sit all on that side, so you'll be fine.
It's literally like being in high school in the lunchroom. So, like, everybody has their certain spots that they sit in their certain areas. And, like, if somebody new comes in and they sit in one of the guys' spots at the counter, it is, and they come in and their spot's taken. It is the most awkward moment.
It is.
That I think you'll ever live.
They'll just be like standing around talking to all the other customers.
Then they'll be like, well, I'm just going to go sit over here until my spot's empty and then I'll go and eat. Like,
yeah.
People legitimately not eat until they get their spot. Like, it's that intense.
It is intense. It really is that intense.
It's a whole thing. Like,
it really is. And, yeah, it is always awkward. They'll just be, like, standing around talking to, like, some other people they know, or they'll be sitting at a booth and you're, like, really off-put and you're like,
yeah.
Huh?
Or you have the one regulars that literally go to, like, every single booth and have to talk to every single customer on their way in and out.
If you know, you know. If you know, you know who we're talking about. Yeah, but we love our regulars in all honesty. And we've been getting a lot of new ones recently.
Yeah, a lot of new ones.
Yeah. And they're all fun, you know. We all include them on our fucking madness that we deal with all day long.
Oh, yeah, definitely. Like, if a new customer comes in and I'm being loud, because, like, you know, that's all the time. Because I'm, like, the loudest one there.
Hell yeah, she is.
We're the loudest ones there. Constantly get shushed. But, you know, whatevs.
It is what it is.
Yeah. So I'll literally tell the customer when they come in, like, oh, hey, yeah, sorry. So, I'm very obnoxious and loud, and you're going to hear my whole life story. So just letting you know now that this is a normal thing. Every time you come in, this will be like this. So just fair warning.
If you want
to
quiet,
you enjoy it, but if you want quiet breakfast, don't come by me.
Yeah, for real.
But I mean, to be fair, we do accommodate to some people. I have one gentleman that comes in and asks if we can turn our music down a little bit in the morning, because it's when there's not a lot of people in there at the moment, it kind of echoes and gets really.
It's a big open space,
yeah,
so yes.
So it gets really loud, and then when you have more people in, it gets muffled and stuff. So we accommodate. Well, I mean, I'll try to be quiet as much as I can when
we actually bought him earplugs.
Oh, that's a different guy. I'm talking about a different guy that comes in at like 6 a.m.
Oh, okay. I think
he hangs out with another guy, but he has hearing aids in, so it's a whole thing. But the other guy doesn't have hearing aids in. He's just older, and he comes in every single day. Every single day.
Another one of our regulars?
Yep, regulars. And he likes to say that I'm really loud all the time, and he'll always be like, oh, well, I know you're here then, because I can hear you from across the room. And I actually told him one day, I said, so I got some cotton balls. You want to put those in your ears since it's a little too loud? And he actually did it. He took one and ripped it in half and put it in his ears, and he ate breakfast with it.
We thought he was kidding.
I did not think he was going to do it. And he's like an 85, 9-year-old man. And he's like, oh, just put the cotton balls in. So I made it a point to go and find myself some earplugs for him that are specifically just for him. So if I ever get too loud one day again, I got backup. I got earplugs for the guy.
Yeah, she really does.
He also says I'm his favorite, even though he gives me crap for being so loud all the time. But he also probably likes it because he can't really hear very well. So he probably likes it that he can actually hear me.
Yeah, for real.
Like when we're talking to him when we get his order in and stuff. Even though half the time he doesn't even have to tell us. We already know what he gets every single time.
Yeah, another one of our regulars, like we said. But yeah, that is a really funny story. Changing minds. When people come in and they change their mind, when they are and like,
tell them to go sit at one booth, and then they're like, oh, maybe I want to go to this one. Oh, no, I think that one in the corner is way better. And then they literally go to like 3 different tables until they get to the one they want.
Oh my God, that is like so fucking annoying because
my head hurts just talking about it.
Well, like we don't have sections at our restaurant, which we've shared, but if you did, that's like a no-go, I would assume. If you were in a section restaurant and somebody just got up, they were sat with the server that was supposed to get a table, and then they got up and sat in like the other server that already has 600 tables.
I mean, it can be done, but the only thing with that, since I work with places sections like that, like it just sucks for you, especially if you work somewhere with sections, because for one, yeah, you're getting gypped on that table now.
Yeah.
But like, if you have someone that sits there forever, for hours and hours and hours,
yeah, you're losing a shit ton of money.
You don't get to make up that table and like, hey, can I get one of your tables over there since this person's sitting forever? No, you just don't get tips for that specific table all day long. And then, yeah, like if that table wants to go to the next section or whatever, that kind of sucks because then you're getting
gypped like a motherfucker.
Because you still rotate through the sections like we do at our job, where we rotate through the table, like rotate through the people.
Yeah, we have like a book.
Rotate through the waitresses.
We have a book that we use to like, I don't know. I guess some days it's nice. Some days it's not nice to use, but you know, like just like sections, everything has its downfalls and everything has its upsides. So, I mean, it is what it is. So basically, you come through the door, and then we write everyone's name who like works for the shift, like in the book, and then it just goes, this person, this table, this person, this table, this person, this table. So then some days you only get like the one person tables, and then you know that day just kind of sucks, and it is what it is.
Yeah. So either way, even if you have like your own sections and then you don't have sections, either way you still have your good days and your bad days.
Yeah,
so
like it's
like I always say, it's like gambling.
It's a crock of shit either way.
Yeah, and it's literally like gambling because you never know what you're gonna get. You don't know if you're gonna like win the lottery that day or if you're just gonna be winning a $1 lottery ticket. Like you don't know. You never know. Like you can guess sometimes, but
yeah, the service industry is just a gamble, period, point blank. Like the whole thing, everything about it is just a gamble.
Yeah.
Every single day. I think restaurants...
it's a rush, too, because, like, you don't know what you're going to get, and it's exciting to see what you're going to get at the end of the shift.
It is true. Yeah, that's why it's addicting to show up every day.
Yeah.
Life's a gamble.
And then showing up on like the days you don't have to work because then you get that little extra cash.
So when customers come in and they like change their mind, like they'll be like, "Oh, I want coffee," and then you go and get the coffee pot, and then you go and give them coffee, and then they're like, "Actually, I think I want a Diet Pepsi." Bitch, I just poured your coffee. Why? What? Really?
Yeah.
Why would you do that to me? Our trust is now broken. Okay,
it's done. It's just destroyed.
Wishbone snapped right in the fuck half.
Nope, it's never gonna get restored ever again.
I just am like, wow, okay. You betrayed me, but I guess I'll go get your Diet Pepsi for you. Even though I just poured your coffee that you asked for.
I just had one today. I walk up to like get their order, and then he's like, "Oh yeah, so I changed my mind. I wanted coffee." So I go get the coffee. And it's just frustrating because it's just like more steps that you have to do.
And you ask, and you ask, and you ask, and you ask, and then they just like don't want anything to drink is also weird. Like if you don't get a drink at a restaurant, like any server is probably hounding you, like, you sure you don't want water? Like,
you
sure
alien or something?
You sure you don't want this or that?
How can you eat a whole meal and not drink anything?
Because we feel so incomplete without giving it to you.
Well, and then you feel like you're forgetting something the rest of the day.
Yeah, and it's really just the fucking drink that person didn't want.
Or when you have somebody that gets the same thing all the time, and then all of a sudden they're like, you start writing it down, and then they're like, oh no, guess what? I'm getting something different. Like, you can't do that. Because we have it in our minds, and then you change it on us, and then next time I'm going to completely forget what you normally like to get.
Right? Oh my god.
It like screws you up so bad.
I know.
Or you go up and then they're like, oh, I want this, and then you go out and then you're like, oh, do you want this, this, or this, and then you leave and then you come and then they call you back and they're like, oh, I want this, or they call another waitress over and they're like, oh, I actually do want a side of this and I want a side of that. That's frustrating.
That is really frustrating.
Or we had one table come in today and they went to one table and they're like, okay, we're gonna sit here. But then they're like, oh no, but this is a bigger table. We're just gonna take a smaller table. So then they went. So then one person was over at the booth grabbing stuff over there, and then another person was at the other table. So they touched about like 3 different tables by the time they were done, moving everything around and deciding on where they wanted to go. And that's kind of we don't really like that because now we have to reset all those tables and have to like basically wipe them down if they were touching everything on the table, and it's a whole process because then now you just got 3 people into the job, not just one. You have the waitress that has to come over and take care of something, the buster that needs to clean the table off, and then the host following you around trying to figure out where you're going to go.
Oh my god. Yeah.
So it's just like
a zoo of like,
Yeah.
Where are they going?
I don't know where they're gonna go.
Oh my gosh, I know.
It's like 3 jobs in
one. Oh, indecisive people, but sometimes I am one of them, so can't hate too much.
Yeah, I'm not the greatest sometimes when I go out to eat either, especially with the waitresses because they're just like so picky and they know what they like. So I guess we can't say too much because we're kind of the same way when we go out. We just forget about it because we're always the one waiting on people.
People come in and they're like, oh, they ask if they can change tables. See, that's a total different thing. If you ask before you like do anything, like that's totally fine. Yeah. But if you don't and you just like do it, like that's what pisses us off. Not if you ask. Like obviously if you ask any question, like not gonna piss us off. But just doing things without it's not your own house.
We tell you to go sit at this table and then all of a sudden we turn around and then you're grabbing everything and then trying to move to the next table. And then you just took
without letting someone know, or
so then we turn back around and then all of a sudden you're not there no more and you're at a total different table.
Yeah, and then you also might not get a server at some restaurants because they have no idea that you did that when you assume that you left.
Right, that's it.
That happens too.
Yeah, and then you'd just be sitting there forever and like waiting to be waited on.
Is when people don't tell you everything they want at once. Like, if you need extra napkins, if you need a certain type of creamer, if you need another drink, just tell me all at once. Yeah. Just tell me all at once. I'll write it all down. I'll get it all together. But if I keep coming to the table, we've already discussed this in one other episode. Yeah. But for those of you who are new to the episodes, welcome.
Yeah.
So welcome. Pet Peeves Part 500.
For 500, yeah.
For 500.
We may repeat ourselves in some of the episodes. Just want to.
Yeah, but it's okay because we might have new listeners every time. So, welcome. But yeah, that just like really ticks me off. Cook and server relationships. Now, this is an interesting one because it's either you hate them one day or they hate you.
Yeah. It's off like, oh hey, good morning. How's your day going so far? And then you're like super happy, everybody's doing good.
And then rush hour hits, and then somebody fucks up.
Rush hour hits, and then you turn around and you're like, where's all my shit?
Where is it?
What are you doing? Why the fuck you over there? Where's my shit? Why are you taking so long?
Come here, fucking food!
And the whole time they're not taking too long. It's just us in our minds thinking they're taking too long, and we're freaking out like, where's all of our stuff? And then there's other times where they're just like procrastinating it, or purposely trying to mess with you, or like yesterday somebody asked for potato pancakes, and I like go back and I'm like, oh yeah, we normally always go and ask first the cooks to make sure that we have a batch ready to go. And the one time I didn't go back to the kitchen and ask first. I'm just like, yeah, we got it, not a problem. And then I go back to the kitchen and one of the cooks like, oh yeah, we don't have any. And I was like, are you serious? Like, the one freaking time I don't come back here and ask you guys, and you really have to tell me this right now? And then we like take it out on them like it's their fault. Like, it's not the cook's fault, it's our fault because we didn't come and ask first, right? So then I'm like making a whole scene in the kitchen about it, like freaking out, and then the other cook looks at me and he goes, hey. I'm like, what? He's like, he's just kidding.
That motherfucker.
So then I look over at the other cook and he's all grinning from fucking eye to eye, and I'm just like, are you serious? And he's like, yeah, I'm just kidding. I'm like, oh my god, are you freaking serious? Like, but then there's other times like it really is like where they don't have it, and then you're legitimately mad, and then you take it out on the cook like it's their fault because we don't have anything at the moment. And then they look at you like you're some crazy lady, like, where the hell did you just come from? Like,
the jungle.
Like, you guys were all nice for a minute, and then, like you said, the rush starts, and then everybody just goes crazy.
Everyone just goes like, fucking hostile.
It's like night and day difference. And then the rush is done, and then everybody's just like, oh, hey, so I'm hungry. Can you cooks make me something? Or
and then they, like, throw your ticket way off to the side. They're like, oh, fuck, that bitch doesn't need it yet.
Yeah, and then they'll, like, wait to make your food or something, or sometimes they'll be nice and just, like, give it to you or something. But then the real scary days is when you go into work and you're not being mean, you guys aren't being nice, but then the cooks want to be, like, nice and give you food. And then you're like, what's the catch? Like, like, what's going to happen now?
Yeah.
it's like the calm before the storm or something. Like,
yeah.
oh no, they're being nice and giving us food. Like, are they gonna be dicks later on? Like,
or it's like when like nobody comes in for like a really long time, like when we first open, and then you're like, is it gonna be slow, or is it gonna get crazy as fuck? Because every time it's slow, or like I have no customers for like an hour or 30 minutes, it gets crazy.
Like you know, they're all just gonna start pouring in, like literally, like
motherfucker
a wave of people. Like it's
yeah, crazy. That happens all the fucking time.
Mm-hmm.
I'm always like, this is not good. I haven't had a customer in like 30 minutes.
Yeah,
like in the morning, like right when you open up, and you're like,
and then everybody's gonna get all stressed out, and then you're like, oh man, everything's going real good at the cook's there for a minute, and then now it's not. No, they're gonna be mad at me.
Yeah, for real. It's always a hoot and a fucking day. And, you know, you gotta always say that's why we work in the service industry for the... You never know what you're gonna get. You never know. You never know what you're gonna get in the service industry. You never know what kind of day it's gonna be. And it's never a perfect day. We don't believe in perfect days. Nope. Not if you're a server.
No, and you can't even like say it. You can't even say it's gonna be like a perfect day because like you're gonna curse yourself and then something's gonna happen.
Yeah, you can't
it's
say.
Like when you're like, oh yeah, you tell somebody like, yeah, it's really slow. If you say it's slow, then you're gonna get slammed, and then everybody's gonna start coming in.
Yeah, seriously. Oh, what was it the other day? I was talking to one of our employees, and I go, well, at least it's a peaceful morning, because unfortunately that morning I did break something in the restaurant. And I was just like really upset, and I was like, God fucking damn it, like we don't have an extra one of these. So I was just really upset all morning. And then I go, well, I look at my coworker and I go, well, at least it's a peaceful morning. No, you know, right after I said that shit, I knocked on wood, and then I got crazy busy. But it was good because I made good money. But I think we're gonna end it on today's note. So thank you for listening to episode 5.
We love you guys. Thank you for supporting.
Yes, of our hooligans. So thanks for listening, episode 5. And if you're new around here, please keep tuning in every Wednesday for a new episode. We do film these on Sundays, so if we ever do say Sunday, that's
Sunday
why.
Fun day.
Yeah, it's our busiest day of the week because we work at a diner. So, but we do upload every Wednesday, so we'll see you next time. Bye-bye!